2. I think we're live. This is always the most fun thing. There we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the bkONE streaming series. We are back with 2 more plays tonight. We hope everyone is well, and we hope everybody's having a good Friday evening. Today was absolutely beautiful, so we hope you were able to get outside and get some fresh air. We have 2 really good shows for you tonight. My name is Anthony Marino. I'm the artistic director and co-founder of bkONE Productions, and we're so happy to continue to bring you live streamed theater. And I hope there are lots of people in the room. I'm going to start inviting people. Show some love if you're here. I'm going to post a link too for our gear. So please feel free to buy some bkONE merchandise. It helps to support frontline workers when you buy a mask, and it also helps to support bkONE. Tonight we have 2 scenes. We have the Blueberry Hill Accord up first. This one by Daryl Watson, starring Nicole Ashley Franz and Stephanie Satilli. After that, and I'll come back and introduce it again, we have, and I think the playwright is actually going to be here. We're going to have the playwright in the chat. So if you're around, the playwright Bill Cisna, who wrote our second one, Venus Mars, we'll be able to chat with him in the room. So if you're on Facebook and you're in the room, check it out. I'm going to drop out. Guys, enjoy the first scene, The Blueberry Hill Accord by Daryl Watson.
And I'm like, just because I let you do it a year ago doesn't mean I have to let you do it now. And then Stephanie, and I can't believe she says this, she goes, okay, Ebenezer. And I'm like, what? And she goes, why don't you lighten up a little? And I'm like, why don't you just get herpes and die? You crackho from Long Beach. Unbelievable, right? Can I have a fry?
A small one.
Excuse me?
If it's a small one, yeah.
Ew.
Well, I have clarinet rehearsal tonight until 10. There's no dinner break. This has got to hold me over.
Forget it. So anyways, Stephanie, she comes off like this total saint, but do what?
That.
What?
That whole passive-aggressive thing that you're doing. You always do that. I end up feeling like a bitch.
I seriously have no idea what you're even...
If you want a fry, take a fry.
I don't want one.
Do you not want one because you don't want one? Or do you not want one because you want to make me feel bad for not wanting you to have one?
I don't want one. Can I finish the story now, please?
Just take a fry.
No.
Take a fry.
You obviously don't want me to.
It's fine if it's a small one.
Lindsay, I don't care if I...
Take a fry.
All right. God. There. Are we done now?
I can't do this.
Share food? I agree.
No, I mean, I don't think I can do this anymore.
Do what?
This whole us thing. I don't think it's working out. The friendship.
What is this, a breakup? Are you breaking up with me?
I just think we're in different places in our lives. We want different things.
This is a breakup speech. I know that speech when I hear it. You're giving me the speech.
Hannah.
You're breaking up with me?
Just stop saying that. It's not...
You're breaking up with me over French fries.
Not about the French fries.
Then what is it?
I don't know. A lot of things. God, we've been friends since the 3rd grade. Aren't you ready to...
Do what?
To move on. Meet other people.
Meet other... What are you talking about? If you want to meet people, go. Meet. That's the great thing about friends. You can have more than one.
That doesn't work for me.
That's how it works for everybody.
I'm very particular about who I hang out with. I can only deal with about 5 acquaintance friends and only 1 really good friend. I don't have the energy for anything else. You know I'm like this. I don't know why you're surprised.
I thought I was your really good friend.
You were, but Honestly, lately when we're together, I feel like
What?
we're two ships sailing past each other in the night.
I don't know what that means.
It means you and I are two ships and it's night.
Yeah, I get that part.
And we keep sailing right past each other.
Isn't that better than crashing into each other?
It's a metaphor.
I don't get it.
That's my point. You don't get me. I don't get you. You talk about things that I don't really care about, and I definitely talk about things that you don't care about.
I care about the things you talk about.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. You think I'm boring?
No.
You think I'm boring?
No, you're not listening.
Yes, I am. I'm listening to you call me boring.
No, Hannah, there's a difference between you being boring and you saying things that I don't find interesting.
Well, if I'm being uninteresting, you can say something.
I can't.
Yes, you can.
I can't.
Why?
Because I'd be saying something all the time.
That's really mean.
I'm sorry.
That was really, really mean.
I'm being honest.
Yeah? You're also being a bitch. How's that for honesty? Enjoy your freedom.
Hannah, wait. Hannah, please sit down. Hannah, sit down, please. Before we leave here today, there's a few things I'd like to get in writing. I've compiled some notes here, and they're more bullet points actually, but I was thinking we could go over them and both sign at the bottom.
Is this a joke?
Well, no.
I'm not signing anything.
No, but
No, this is stupid.
I feel this is best.
I don't give a shit what you feel.
Look, I know things about you.
Are you threatening me?
No, you know things about me too, okay? So it's in both of our best interests to just settle this on paper.
You're serious.
Yes.
You really want to do this?
Yes.
You want to add yet another layer of insanity to this whole thing?
Well, I wouldn't.
No. You want to do this. Let's do this. First of all, I want my stuff back.
Right.
My Nora Jones CD,
My copy of Pride and Prejudice.
my green top, my magic 8-ball.
You gave me that magic 8-ball.
I lent you the 8-ball. You just never gave it back.
You never asked for it. I've had it for 3 years.
Better late than never.
Fine. And just so we're clear, I don't want you saying anything about me to other people.
Fine.
And you know what? Fine.
And you know what? I don't want you telling the Joey Feinberg story anymore.
What? Why?
Because it's my story.
But I always tell that story. It's a good story.
It's a great story, and you butcher it every time you tell it.
I do not.
Lindsay, you could find a lottery ticket on the street, win $1 million, get kidnapped by Colombian drug lords, and held for ransom, go on Oprah to tell the whole world about it, and you'd still make it the most boring, yawn-inducing story ever. You have a knack for it.
That's so mean.
It's the truth. I only let you tell the Joey Feinberg story because you're my friend, but if we're not friends anymore, you can't tell the story.
Well, then you can't tell the Lake Mead story.
What sense does that make?
If I can't tell the Joey Feinberg story, you can't tell the Lake Mead story.
Excuse me, the Joey Feinberg story happened to me and Joey Feinberg. It's my story.
And the Lake Mead story happened to both you and me. It's 50% mine by rights, and I'm saying I don't want you telling it.
50% of it is mine too.
Well, then you can tell your 50% of it.
This is ridiculous.
I'm serious. You can only talk about the stuff that happened to you. Leave me out of it.
Fine.
And you can't tell anybody what I told you about my parents.
Okay.
Promise me.
I promise. I'm writing it down. See? And you can't tell anybody about the time I got my period during the softball game.
I thought everybody knew that.
Everyone thinks it was Jackie.
Nuh-uh.
Why do you think they call her Jackie Swabinson?
Gross. That's awful.
Whatever. It's payback from when she told everyone I had mono, which I so didn't.
I guess.
You guessed right. She's a bitch.
Did you know that she went after Tommy Marth even after she knew I liked him?
She's like that. I told you not to tell her you wanted him, but for the record, I can date Tommy now.
What?
Once we sign this, all's fair.
So does that mean I can date Adam?
Yeah, sure. Whatever. I don't care.
All right.
You can't tell anyone I'm seeing a therapist.
You can't tell anybody I'm seeing a therapist. And you can't tell anybody that I kissed Rachel Baumgartner at that party.
You kissed Rachel Baumgartner?
Wait, you didn't know?
No.
Oh my God. I can't believe I just told you that.
So what happened? You have to tell me.
It was so crazy. I can't think of anything else to put down.
Actually, I have one more thing.
What?
Neither of us can eat here ever.
No way.
We can't, or I won't sign.
Why?
Because Blueberry Hill is our spot. This is our place. This is where I told you about losing my virginity. And you told me about losing yours. We've stayed up late studying here. We've had all the big talks here. Guys, religion, college, everything. It's holy ground. I don't care who you pick for your really good friend, but you better not bring her here.
I don't know.
Am I wrong? Doesn't that history mean anything to you?
No, it does.
What?
I don't know. This is hard.
Well, I don't know what to tell you. I would have been perfectly happy if you'd just given me the silent treatment for 8 months and talked shit behind my back while I went crazy trying to figure out what happened. That's how normal people end friendships. You're the one who wanted to turn it into the Geneva Convention.
Okay.
So we're agreed. Blueberry Hill is off limits.
Yeah.
Okay. So where should I sign?
Well, we can't sign it like this.
Why not?
Well, it's all scribbles. It should be typed up and legally so that at least it looks legible.
So who's going to do that?
I guess I will.
So in the meantime, verbal agreement?
I don't trust those. No one ever agrees on what was actually agreed upon. That's why we get things in writing. I mean, I'm willing to wait if you are.
I guess.
At least until I can get this typed up.
Right.
You know?
Okay. Wait, I'm confused. Are we still friends?
Well, I mean, until we sign this, technically, yeah. We are.
Does that mean you're still coming over this weekend?
Oh,
Because I'm just going to be hanging out, so if you don't think you'll be done by then.
we'll see. I got a lot of homework and rehearsal, so maybe I won't get to it. I don't know.
Or if you do finish it, you can bring it over, we can hang out, and then we'll sign it before you leave.
Okay.
Whatever, we'll just see what happens.
Yeah.
Rachel Baumgartner.
Okay. First of all, I was trashed beyond reason. And second, you know how I love blondes and she knows really good how to pull hair. Like, that's important to me. So.
Yes. Awesome job. Awesome job. That one ends abruptly, I know. Awesome job. Thank you. Always love working with Nicole and with Stephanie. Next up, we have Venus Mars by Bill Cisna, who I hope is in our Facebook chats. This one brings Brandon Thomas Martin back to us. He was our Jesus in Godspell back in 2018, and Valerie Cirillo, who was the choreographer for that Godspell, and of course a longtime friend to me and to Brooklyn One. So without further ado, Venus Mars by Bill Cisna.
Hi.
Hi.
You're right on time.
Actually, I'm a little late, but you know, the traffic in the subway.
Oh, yeah, they're a mess today.
They sure are. You seem to be looking fine.
Thanks. So do you.
I wasn't fishing for a compliment. The way you talked when you called, I thought maybe you lost a leg or were dying of cancer.
Oh, no. Nothing that bad. We'll talk about it.
Okay. In that case, why here?
What?
Why here? Why do you want to meet here?
It's a nice day. It's close to the subway.
Come on, Dean. There are lots of places more convenient than this.
We both know exactly where this is. No chance for confusion.
We both know exactly where the McDonald's at 4th and Main is, too.
I suppose so.
I just don't want you to think I don't know what you're doing or trying to do.
And what's that?
This is where we live together. You're trying to remind me of the good days.
Would I do that?
Of course you would.
No, I didn't think you thought I was that smart.
How smart do you have to be to try to make a woman nostalgic?
Make you nostalgic. Wow. Is that what I'm doing?
Don't try to be clever. We both know you're not very good at that.
How? So you still think I'm stupid?
I think you're thick. That's different. You have a capacity for intelligence, but if the only person you ever listen to is you, it's not going to happen.
So why did I call this meeting again?
I haven't the slightest clue. I thought you were going to tell me you lost your job and were going to live at the 9th Street shelter. Or maybe you were moving to Zimbabwe and wanted to see if I'd come along.
Would you come along? If I were moving?
Where are you moving to? My decision hinges entirely on your answer.
Well,
You're not moving, are you?
no. Not moving. Not sick. I just miss you. I've missed you since the moment you left.
You can't be serious. You were in bed with someone else in what, like 48 hours?
Kristen.
Don't Kristen me, Dean. As the popular song goes, hearts don't break even, obviously. It was a long, painful process to finally decide to leave, one that I still haven't recovered from, even after a year. For you, it apparently had the same emotional resonance as not winning on a $2 lottery ticket.
So that means you're not seeing anybody.
That's none of your damn business, Dean.
You're not.
We're not getting back together. That's why we're here, right? You've had enough time out there and you want to put us back together?
Well,
Come on. Try telling the truth for once.
there aren't a lot of women like you. That's for sure.
If only you'd taken the time to figure that out when we were together.
Well, you've already established that I'm stupid.
As if to prove it, I said you're thick, not stupid.
Whatever.
And there it is.
There what is?
Your standard reply whenever anything gets remotely challenging to your worldview. Whatever. Drove me nuts in the good old days. There's nowhere you can go from whatever. It might have worked for mommy and daddy, but you've got to be a grown-up now.
Okay. I didn't pay enough attention to you when we lived together. Is that what you want to hear?
No. I actually think you did pay attention to me in the early days when we lived here. You seemed to care about what I thought. It felt as if the decisions we made together.
That's exactly how it was.
More or less. And then it changed.
I don't recall that. You were always the one for me.
Oh, Dean. If you remembered us the way it was, you might not feel so good about yourself.
Uh-huh. Well, I feel just fine. So what happened? From your perspective, I mean.
Perspective.
Yeah, it's one of those words you used to use.
So you did occasionally listen, just not enough. Slowly but surely, you insisted on making all the decisions. One at a time, you cut me off from my friends. You know, I'll bet if given the chance, you'd have had me quit my job and sit up there in that tiny apartment waiting for my prince to come.
I didn't think we needed both salaries.
It wasn't just about the salaries, Dean. I like my job. I like going to work every day. I like having coworkers. And now I have friends again, ones that I didn't need to run by you for approval.
I never asked to approve your friends.
Technically, that's true. You just made sure I didn't have any.
Yeah, I don't remember it that way.
I know.
Well, I guess I wasn't a very good boyfriend.
After a while, you weren't.
That's not very nice.
You never really liked the truth very much.
You really don't have a high opinion of me, do you?
I did. Once.
But not anymore.
I fear not. You were on your best behavior when we first met. And even for a little while after you convinced me to move in here with you.
Convinced you. Now I know that's not true. You were the one who said, hey, if I'm going to be here all the time, I might as well be here all the time. That's what I recall.
Okay. Yeah, I might have said that. Could be right this time, but you didn't refuse either.
No, I didn't. I thought that we were meant to be together.
You thought you could mold me into the perfect vision of your woman.
Doubt that.
I don't. Piece by piece, you started picking away. Couldn't you be home a little bit earlier? Maybe you should take a cooking class. Do you really need to spend that much money on shoes? For a short time, I actually began to wonder if it was me. If I had problems I hadn't previously recognized until I figured out it was actually you.
Okay, I admit it. I thought you had room for improvement. Oh.
You really are an idiot. Did it ever occur to you, even once during our time together, that maybe you could use a little improving? The belching, the beer guzzling, the seeming incompetence when it came to running a wash load or getting a dirty dish out of a sink.
No one taught me how.
Actually, you know what? Now that I think of it, that could have very well been a deliberate act or an extraordinarily fixed idea of what men can and cannot do.
You know what? I was just trying to help you.
And that, you know now, is precisely why I left. You thought you needed to fix me, but couldn't conceive of the possibility that you needed fixing too. Nobody ever taught me how. All you had to do is get up off your ass and ask how. Your mommy probably always did all that stuff for you.
Hey, don't bring my mother into this.
Why not? You always had a lot to say about my mother, who you refused to ever meet in person.
And what does that have to do with anything?
What does this discussion have to do with anything? You got me here on false pretenses and somehow believe you did nothing wrong. I'm not the bad guy here.
No. Not at all. I wanted to see if we could figure out what went wrong and fix that.
So you really do want to try to put us back together?
Well, yeah, why else would we be here?
So you've been responding to statements I've made since I arrived. You once again haven't really been listening. What could you possibly have heard that I said that suggests I'd want to go through your controlling crap a second time?
Controlling crap. Boy, you sure like to use words a lot.
Dean?
Kristen. So, you're saying it's not going to happen?
I'm saying that pigs are going to fly from Iowa to Australia before I even consider getting back together with you.
And that's your final word on the subject?
God, I hope so. I can only take so high a level of frustration every day before I have to quit.
Okay, I get the point. Sorry to have wasted your time.
If you actually listened to the part where I said it's not going to happen, it won't have been a waste of time.
It's not going to happen. Got it.
Then that's that. See you later. Or not.
Hey, Vivica. Yeah, it's Dean. So, we still on for dinner tonight? Great. And please, wear that burgundy skirt, right? Well, you don't mind shooting home and grabbing it, do you? Sounds good. All right. Oh, yeah. Love you too.
Round of applause. Let me get all my actors back here. Come on in. Come on in. Get your videos going. Dean, you nasty boy.
Fucking Dean. Such a
yeah, right. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. These were two awesome shows tonight. Let me have everybody introduce themselves. Dean, why don't you go first? What is your real name, sir?
I'm Brandon Thomas Martin.
Awesome. Kristen?
Hi, I'm Valerie Cirillo.
Hannah?
Nicole Ashley Friends.
And Lindsay, of course.
Stephanie Satilli.
Thank you so much, guys. So happy working with these phenomenal actors and bringing you these scenes. We got a bunch more planned, and we will be back. Thank you, Bill Cisna, for that second scene. I know you're watching there somewhere. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Have a good night, guys. Have a good weekend. Be safe. Thanks, everybody.